Cracker Barrel put out a statement yesterday apologizing, but not really apologizing. They said we should have handled this better, but we're not changing the logo. It's going to remain generic, soulless, and bland. I mean, it literally looks like a Denny's logo. They took what made it unique off. I think that's the point a lot of people have been making. It's lost its identity. Look at that. That looks like, it reminds me of Denny's or Waffle House. Put the little dude on there. It's like, why take it off? I just don't see the point. It looks better on the left. It is an old country store. That was the appeal. I mean, even the shape of it on the left is better. Everything modern sucks. It's just not good. And I'll tell you what. You know who's not doing very well after facing a similar backlash? Target. Now, I haven't covered Target in a long time. There really hasn't, as far as I knew, much to talk about. But it turns out there's a lot to talk about with Target. They're not doing very well. In fact, if you go and you look at their stock, and they point this out here, it was at $99 whenever they made this article, came out yesterday. It's dropped below $99. In fact, at this point in time, it's at $96. And it's been going down for an entire year. Now, it's actually been performing on a downward slope for a little bit longer than that. But, I mean, not that long ago, the company was sitting at, $158. This is August 27th of 2024. And then just look at it drop. So now it's down to 96. I mean, that's a really bad decline. And there's been a couple of things that have happened. The CEO is going to step aside, but it's just another guy that's a lifelong Target person that's going to get the job. And the CEO isn't even really leaving. It kind of sounds like a Bob Iger situation with Target. But Target has had some problems. Remember the backlash that they got over the Pride stuff? Because people are like, why am I walking into Target and seeing, like, pronoun and gay shirts for toddlers? It's weird. I don't like it. And they eventually abided and removed a lot of that stuff. Remember, they were doing some weird shit, like tucking swimsuits and shit like that. Alex Stein did a big thing where he walked around in there with his penis tucked. It was a funny bit. But it's like people really were not fans of that. They got in a little bit of hot water with boycotts. They abided by what people wanted and got rid of it. But then when they did that, it also pissed off their progressive customers. And then when Trump got into office, they pissed him off again by saying they were going to get rid of all of their DEI hiring policies. And that pissed off their progressive shoppers, as pointed out here. And because of that, they're just on a downward slope. People are being trained not to shop there. Really, honestly, people are being trained not to shop anywhere but online, which is kind of sad in a way. Just less human interaction, which, that's a whole thing we could get into about people. It's funny. We've never been so connected through the internet, but yet people have never been so lonely. It's crazy. But a lot of people have just walked away and never came back. That's a big problem when people are trained to do things. They like to stay in their habits. When they break them, sometimes it's hard to get them to go back. So I guess, according to some insiders from Target, the company is probably done, and they don't know if they're going to be able to come back. Brian Cornell, 65, who's helmed the Minneapolis-based retailer for 11 years, announced Wednesday he will be stepping down at the end of January, leaving behind a company grappling with sliding sales. Target has reported a staggering $227 million drop in sales in the April to June quarter, alongside a plunge in profits, the latest blow in 18 months of weak performance. Neil Saunders, a managing director at Global Data, didn't mince words. The decline is entirely self-inflicted, he said, pointing to empty shelves, endless checkout lines, and irate customers. All of that plays a part. All of that plays a part. You go into a place and you want to check out, then you've got to wait 30 minutes because there's 4 or 5 people ahead of you with full carts. But they would rather save a little bit of money instead of paying some minimum wage employee to run a cash register. So they end up making you inconvenienced, and you just don't go there. What do? Well, you just go online and order the shit. And it's not just that. Keep in mind, inflation is bad. People are making less money, have less money. Target is not, if you're looking to save money, Target probably isn't the place to go shop. It's kind of more of a high-end place, to be honest. And I know it's not like it's some store in the Galleria, that really high-end mall. But it's not known for cheap stuff. It really isn't. You will probably pay more if you go, because there are Targets at grocery shop, or not grocery shop, but have grocery sections where you can do that. I don't know when they started doing that. It used to not have any. And then they changed the way they do business. And it's like, you probably spend $50 to $100 more shopping there than you would somewhere else. That's hurting them too. So it's not just any of the woke stuff or them throwing away woke. There's other factors here. It really is just a sign of just more retail dying. But none of the things that I talked about before helped their situation. And they talk about it here. All of these things actively train customers not to shop at Target, especially when shoppers are laser focused on value for money and time. Problems run deep, from messy stores and confusing product launches to its politically charged spats over pride collections, diversity hiring initiatives, and tariffs. Workers have taken to Reddit and TikTok to complain of vanishing hours, chaotic backrooms, and a lack of communication from management. All of that sounds correct. And the thing is, and they talk about it in here, they cut back hours, they cut back employees, they fire employees, they have hiring freezes, and then they work the employees that are there harder. And you can only crack them with a whip so many times before they quit and go somewhere else. It's a hell of a thing. So I was kind of surprised to learn this. And it kind of sounds like a lot of these people don't think that Target is going to be making a comeback. And I don't know. I don't think it will either. A lot of these big box stores are eventually going to go out of business. I'm kind of surprised that Best Buy is still around, to be honest. I haven't been into Best Buy since they got rid of Blu-rays. That was like the main thing that would get me to go in there and like window shop. Let's go check out the Blu-rays and see if there's anything on sale. And once they got rid of those, the hell reason do I have to go in there? Maybe once every 10 years if I need a new TV? Honestly, I wouldn't go there. I would just go to Amazon and look because the sales are better. So Target's probably going to be the next one to drop. They're too expensive. They flip-flop and go wherever the wind is on this woke shit. They were with it when it was hot, and then when it wasn't, they got rid of it only to piss off the woke people too. So Target's probably done. When that is, I don't know. But the next one after that, restaurant-wise, will probably be Cracker Barrel. Because these people, you see so many people that are going there, used to go there all the time. They see what's going on now. They stop going. They get out of the habit of going. They'll go somewhere else. So they'll go to Bob Evans. So another one bites the dust. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one.